Have you ever wondered if a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil could cause a tornado in Texas? It's a thought that might seem preposterous. But imagine a world where minute changes can lead to massive outcomes, where the simplest actions could set off a chain reaction of unpredictable events. A world where a tiny insect's wing flap could, theoretically, trigger a whirlwind thousands of miles away. This, my friends, is the essence of the butterfly effect. The butterfly effect is a term from chaos theory. It's a fascinating idea that suggests our world isn't as predictable as we might like to think. At its core, the butterfly effect is about how a tiny change in one part of a deterministic non-linear system can lead to huge, sometimes world-altering differences in a later state. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? Let's break it down. Think of it as the universe's game of dominoes. But instead of a straight line, the dominoes are scattered in all directions, and we can't predict which way they'll fall. The initial tap that sets everything in motion, that's the butterfly flapping its wings, and the ensuing chaos of tumbling dominoes, that's the storm that results halfway across the globe. In simpler terms, it tells us that small actions can have major, unpredictable consequences. So, the next time you see a butterfly, remember, its tiny wings might just be stirring up a storm somewhere else in the world. Now, you might be wondering, how does the butterfly effect play out in our daily lives? Well, let's delve into some examples that most of us can relate to. Imagine one day, you decide to take a different route to work. This is a small decision, right? But it's this small decision that might lead to an unexpected outcome. Perhaps on this new route, you come across a quaint little coffee shop. You stop by, grab a cup of coffee, and meet someone who shares your passion for vintage cars. This chance encounter could lead to a new friendship, all because you decided to change your routine. Now let's take another example. You're about to leave for work, but you can't find your car keys. You spend an extra 5 minutes searching for them. This tiny delay might not seem like much, but it could mean that you avoid a major traffic accident that happened just a few minutes ahead on your usual route. Here's another scenario. You're in a supermarket and you decide to buy a new brand of cereal instead of your usual choice. You love it so much that you decide to write a review about it online. Your review is then seen by hundreds of people who decide to try the cereal too. The cereal company sees a spike in sales and they decide to invest in new products. All these examples might seem unrelated, but they perfectly illustrate the butterfly effect. They show how a small, seemingly insignificant decision or event can lead to much larger, unexpected outcomes. This is the essence of the butterfly effect, the idea that small causes can have large effects. These examples highlight how minute changes can set off chain reactions, leading to significant outcomes. The butterfly effect is ever present, subtly shaping the course of our lives in ways we might not always recognize. But once we start to see it, we realize that every decision, every action, no matter how small, has the potential to make a big splash. So, next time you make a small decision, remember the butterfly effect. It might just lead to something big. These examples highlight how minute changes can set off chain reactions, leading to significant outcomes. The butterfly effect isn't just a philosophical concept, it's also a principle in science. In the realm of science, the butterfly effect is a key component, particularly in the study of weather forecasting and quantum physics. In meteorology, the butterfly effect is a term that encapsulates the concept of sensitivity to initial conditions. It originates from the idea that the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil could set off a tornado in Texas. Now, this doesn't mean that butterflies are the root cause of all weather events. What it signifies is how seemingly insignificant factors can have a profound impact on complex systems such as the weather. Weather patterns are incredibly sensitive to initial conditions, meaning small changes can lead to vastly different outcomes. This is why accurate long-term weather prediction is so challenging. Then we have quantum physics, where the butterfly effect takes an even more mysterious turn. In this realm, the butterfly effect is linked to the concept of quantum entanglement. This is when two particles become linked, such that the state of one instantaneously affects the state of the other, no matter the distance between them. This is another example of how a seemingly insignificant change in one place can have a significant impact elsewhere. In quantum physics, this can lead to unexpected and bizarre phenomena that challenge our understanding of the universe. But the butterfly effect isn't limited to weather and quantum physics. It's found in various scientific disciplines, from biology to computer science. It's in the way a single mutation can alter an entire species over generations, or how a single line of code can change the outcome of complex software. The butterfly effect is a reminder that the world isn't as predictable as we might like to think. Small changes can have big impacts, particularly in complex systems. And while this can make certain aspects of life and science challenging, it also makes them fascinating. Science then uses the butterfly effect to understand the unpredictability and complexity of our world. So what have we learned today about the butterfly effect? We've journeyed through the intriguing world of chaos theory and discovered the butterfly effect, a phenomenon where a small change in one state of a deterministic nonlinear system can result in large differences in a later state. It's like dropping a pebble in a pond and watching the ripples spread out, each one affecting something else in its path. We've seen how this concept manifests in our everyday lives. The choices we make, no matter how minor they seem, can set off a chain of events with far-reaching consequences. It's the reason why life can be so unpredictable and exciting, as even the smallest decisions can lead to significant changes. In the world of science, the butterfly effect has a profound impact. It's used in weather forecasting, where meteorologists try to predict the unpredictable, and in quantum physics, where particles behave in ways we can't always anticipate. And let's not forget about its role in biology, where a small change in an ecosystem can lead to drastic shifts in the population of species. In essence, the butterfly effect teaches us that everything is interconnected, and even the smallest actions can have a big impact. It's a reminder to be mindful of our actions, as they can ripple out and affect the world in ways we may not even realize. Next time you see a butterfly flapping its wings, remember, it could be causing a storm somewhere else.